This is an interview for peep-magazine, where in Lime Street we've got the privilege of chatting to some of the artists here tonight, and I'm standing here right next to the writing is on the wall.Art.
That's right.
He's going to give a few words about his work. Quite looking forward to chatting to him, seeing the influences behind the words, and yeah, man. So let's get into it.
Yeah. So I was very fortunate that my great grandmother taught me to read fluently when I was like 3 years old, and it was like probably the greatest gift I've ever been given. And so always I've written poems. But obviously, you know what they say, like, what's the difference between a poet and a pizza? Do you know what the difference is?
What's the difference between a poem and a pizza?
Poet and a pizza.
Poet and a pizza. I haven't got a clue.
A pizza can feed a family of 4. So, you know, poet... yeah. So when I had a family, I had to stop the writing and get on with real life. And then... during the global pandemic thing, it was it just all came back and started gushing out again, and so I decided not to stop it. And a good friend of mine who I was sending the poems to on the WhatsApp group, he said I should publish, and I said fuck that. The last thing I want to do is see my poems like sad and lonely in a dusty book on a well-heeled coffee table, you know. So he said, well, you should self-publish then. And I thought, I'll stick them on the fucking wall. So I do. That's it, really.
So you've kind of brought your passion of poetry into the streets.
Yeah, that's right. So, I mean, poems are always associated with educated means of understanding literature, whereas I think poetry is for the people. You know, and so there's so many walls that don't say anything, you know. So it's a great opportunity to put something on there and maybe stop people looking at their phone and reading something that they might not, or you know, ordinarily read.
You obviously been brought up in the northeast.
No, I'm from Liverpool.
Oh, well, you're from Liverpool. All right, I couldn't tell.
Hey, fucking hell, mate, what are you talking about?
All right, now I can tell. I know you've already delved into a bit of your background then, and obviously if you don't want to delve too much, that's absolutely fine. But did you go to university to study art, or has that been a thing of the past?
No, not at all. I left school at 15 and ran away. And started work. Never had the opportunity to study beyond then.
Your strike is, it's the first time we've met, but I'm sometimes quite a good judge of character, and your strike is as a shrewd businessman. Have I got that wrong?
I don't know. A shrewd businessman, what is that? You know, I'm a hard worker, so and I always put my passion into whatever I do. So, you know, I've worked hard. I'm nearly 60 now, so worked hard for 45 years. I don't know if that's shrewd or not. If I was a shrewd businessman, I probably could have retired by now.
Yeah, but why would you retire from doing this? I mean,
no, not from this, from work.
Oh, from
this
work.
This is
not work.
No, this is pure joy.
Yeah,
and that's why I do it. You know, in the world being so fucked, and politics being so hard, and you know, just, you know, you can't even turn the lecky on at the moment. A weekend like this is just unbridled joy.
Yeah, man, it's absolutely brilliant. I heard about this event last night. It was too late for us to come down, and I thought, you know what it is, I've got to get down here tomorrow. I do go to the Out special, and I thought I've got to come down here. And when I come down here, I was quite shocked. I'm down here with a friend, and they've got lights set up. There's artwork all up, and the way it's been set up is absolutely. I mean, I didn't expect it, and it's kind of like a pop-up warehouse. So who can you talk about who's behind this? Or
just the three of us did it: Cack Handed Kid, Van Goth, and me. So, you know, we came together with an idea to collaborate together on this show, and we've all put our shoulder to the wheel and made it happen. You know, there's some great guys as well called the Set Guys, who've who've helped with all the construction, built the pyramid, you know, hung the artwork. Now's a bother for them. They've been incredible. So yeah, it's been a real joyous experience. Lots of people saying, oh, you should leave it in, but I think the fact that it's here and gone is going to be, you know, more special.
If I'm walking around the streets, could I expect to see you bombing around, like doing work on walls and stuff?
Oh yeah. I mean, that's it. I mean, definitely it's all about the walls, really. And this is just, I mean, the seasons are changing at the moment, so it's not a great time to be pasting stuff on walls because it just falls off. So, you know, which is fine. And the impermanence of stuff on walls is one of the beauties of it. And as you watch it age and some of the words fall apart, it takes on a different thing, you know. So yeah, you know, definitely the you know, the street and the walls is where it's meant to be, and this is just a kind of celebration of it in a different form.
You seem to have like maybe a political undertone with some of your work. Could you maybe talk about that?
Yeah, sure. Fuck the Tories. That's it, really. Fuck them.
Anything else you want to add?
Fuck them.
Yeah, man. Looking at some of your words here: sat beneath the shady tree, the wonder at our door, beauty in the fallen leaves, whom join us on the floor. We roll around, we stumble still, we climb upon the hill would rather lose us, but we climb up on it still. We sit beneath the shady tree, together here we free. We sit beneath the shady tree, just you, the moon, and me. Yeah. Could you maybe explain the influence behind the one I've just picked out?
I don't know what you would say. I don't know if I could say what the influence was. So these things just come out of me. You know, I'll sit up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I'll have some lines and words in my head, and then they'll take shape. So, I mean, for me, that's a little bit about love, commitment, you know, the changing seasons, the ups and downs of a relationship, and the elements, you know, the moon and, you know, the stars and the trees and how beautiful it is to sit beneath a tree with somebody and just be.
Are you like the many artists that struggle with the modernity of life, the family life, the kids, the wife, or do you just take it all in your stride?
Do I struggle with it? Absolutely not. It's my reason for being. You know, there is no love without family, and you know, I'm blessed to have a wonderful wife and 2 wonderful kids. It's a fucking journey, obviously. You know, because everybody changes all of the time. You know, and so you should. So to keep everything on an even keel is, you know, as humans, is never that simple. But I relish the challenge and I love doing it.
Wow, brilliant. You say you collaborated with Van Gogh, Cack Handed Kid. How did that collaboration come about? Are these lads that you've known for a long time, or have you just recently got in touch and all kind of hooked up?
So I've only been hoying my poems up on walls since April. So we just kind of bumped into each other doing the rounds when you know, avoiding the police and that, and with a big bucket of paste and
as much as you can.
Well, yeah. I mean, so you know, we bumped into each other and we had a kind of mutual respect for each other's work, and then Cack Handed Kid asked me to do a collab with him. Which I was really honoured to do, and then that's when the kind of paste up took a different form for me, because putting his graphics next to my words really worked. So then I started adding some graphics myself, because it just is a little bit more visually striking. Much as I do it for the poem, just words on a wall, even still, doesn't always attract the attention of something that supports it graphically. So if you can tie the two in, it's a win-win.
Yeah, man, brilliant. I'm starting to think back now, because I've actually took a shot of maybe a wall in Walker, and I'm just thinking, I wonder if you did that. it's the text is like, don't look back, and you won't be able to see what's in front of you.
No, that wasn't me, that one, no. Obviously, thanks so much for coming down and supporting the show. It's been amazing. We're almost at the end of the weekend. It's been really well attended. The vibe's been excellent, and it's been a real pleasure to be part of it.
Mate, thanks for taking the time to chat to Peep-magazine, and really appreciate it, and I wish you the best with your work.
Thank you, man. Thanks for coming. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, bro. Thanks a lot for that. This is an interview for Peep-magazine. We're joined with Cack Handed Kid.
Hello.
Cack Handed Kid. We're at the is it Lime Street?
Lime Street, in an abandoned warehouse.
Yeah, so we're standing here. We're in an abandoned warehouse. There's lots of work around, which hopefully you'll see some of the images pop up on screen. Really, really cool place. I'm just looking at all the artwork here, and I'm privileged to find that Cack Handed Kid is actually here. So it's rare that the artists are even here chatting about the work, but he's actually doing work as well. So I'm very fortunate that I've got him here, and he's quite happy to chat to us about his work, about where the name comes from, and yeah, man, let's get into it.
I'm Cack Handed Kid, illustrator, tattooer, street artist maybe, I don't know. I just love making a mess, drawing shit.
Cool man. I'm seeing a lot of influences with your work, with Salvador Dali. There's a lot of skulls. It kind of reminds us of Basquiat, because when he was a child, he got hit by a car, and then when he was in hospital, his mum brought him an anatomy book, and he was looking at the insides of the body, and he's looking at ribs and bones, and that kind of reminds me of your work. Would that be?
Definitely. Like anything anatomy, like anything to do with the body, I love it. It's just like what makes us tick, what makes us work. It's just nice to like just draw and illustrate and show people what's inside. And with a lot of the schools, it's all just like, that's what's left when we're dead, and what's left when anything dies. Just like a reminder of there was once life, but it's just a cycle of life. It's like where beauty and decay comes from as well.
There also seems to be a lot of Dickensian, like textbook.
Sort of, I guess. Aye. Just influenced through a lot of like vintage illustrations and like woodcuts, like metal-ections and that. So I like to look through old reference books and then take inspiration from those.
Where does Cack Handed Kid where does the name actually originate from?
About 15 years ago, me and a few mates came up with a graffiti crew called Cack Handed Kids, basically just taking a piss out of ourselves, like cack as in being bad, but cack also means like left-handed. And I was the one who carried it on, and they all stopped and like did other stuff. So I just kept the name, it's just stuck. Never intended for it to be my name, for my art name, but it's what everyone knows it as now.
When you had your crew, what kind of work did you used to do? Was it the same kind of work?
No, it was graffiti letter based. So like painting a lot of like weird old buildings, cool little spots, like tagging. It wasn't really until after I stopped doing graffiti, I started doing more like stickers, paste ups. It's just find it a bit more fun, a bit more interesting.
I've got a funny feeling you're a tattoo artist as well.
Yeah, so I've been wanting to tattoo for years and years. And after I left Nissan, I ended up just working really hard on my designs, getting my style locked down. And then, just started like getting tattoo designs together, looking for apprenticeships, but I couldn't get one, so just started doing it from home. Yeah, shouldn't do that really, but it was a good practice place. And then ended up working in a mate's shop, and then he just taught us like everything else. And then I just fucking loving it. Yeah, tattoo studio, trapdoor tattoos.
And you started that just post lockdown?
Yeah, so we just come out of the first lockdown, and then me and my mate decided we want to get our own place. So we ended up like looking around, and then got this cool little spot. And I think the day we got the keys, we went into lockdown again, which is kind of all right because it gave us like time to like sort the place out. And then it's been going well since, really well.
And then obviously the illustration. Have you been illustrating since you were a kid?
Ever since I was a wee kid, I've always drawn weird pictures. And then went to college, did it. And then went to uni, fucking hated it.
Really?
It's shit.
What did you? What course did you do, and whereabouts did you go?
The graphic design at Northumbria, it just wasn't for me. It was just making books. I was like, fucking come to uni to make books. I wanted to do like screen printing, lino cuts, like just any printmaking and like illustration, designs, like getting hands dirty. But the whole course was just based around like computers and like using Photoshop, and it's like, it's all right. I think it is a good course, but it just wasn't for me. I found it shit.
And you were more interested in the DIY fly post and get it straight up?
Aye, definitely.
Yeah, man, cool. Could we maybe have a little walk around, and then I can maybe have a chat about some of your work? So we're gonna walk further down because something's kind of caught my eye, and it's, I might be way off, but I'm presuming that's Salvador Dali.
Yeah, that's Salvador Dali. Yeah. So I've always loved his work, and one day I just thought, I'm going to draw him. And it just sits well with my style of work. It's a bit trippy, a bit weird. What's
the inspiration behind kind of like the double eyes? Because that looks to me like like an Indian influence. Is that right?
No. It's just I was just drawing one day, and I just thought, I was drawing with like 3 eyes, and then like tried it with 4. I've done lots of 6-eyed ones as well, and ones with double mouths. But I just really enjoyed doing like with double eyes. It's like makes people like look twice and like either like it or they don't.
Yeah, of course. And then you've got, see, because I'm kind of looking slow. You've got claws, you've got skulls, you've got a bit of a Batman going on there. You've got teeth. You've got AK-47, is that? Uzi, right. You've got Charles Bronson.
Yep.
But actually, that's not Charles Bronson. That's
Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy's role.
What's the inspiration by embossing Tom Hardy on that? Is it just because you like the background of him, or you like his acting?
Yeah, basically all these little images are just like the background. Like this is a centerpiece. But all the stuff I draw is all like for tattoo designs, like flash sheets, and basically I just draw stuff I like, stuff what tickles me fancy, what draws the eye in.
Yeah, of course. So are you actually drawing these, and are you putting the dots in here?
Everything on here has been hand drawn, but then it's been scanned in and then printed out and enlarged. So this original illustration is like about 70 centimeters big on here, but in real life it's probably about like fucking 20. Yeah, maybe not even that, maybe even smaller.
And this one's called Dolly. Yeah, that kind of makes sense, doesn't it? And I'm just thinking, so there's this one.
Yeah, there's some original ones here.
Some down here. Oh, right, well, onto you some of your original work.
So these are the true sizes, like the scale I work on, and then, like I said before, scan it in, enlarge it, and then you can just get like massive paste ups, get them as big as houses.
Yeah, so we've got Pickle Man, Frog, Horns and Thorns, Oh Dear. And then is this a collaboration with Mo?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think it was like last year we ended up like doing a collab piece together. Went down really well. Really enjoyed it. Really liked working with him.
Yeah, cool. Have you collaborated with a lot of artists in the Northeast, or have you found any adversity with other artists, or has it all been like open arms?
Yeah, a lot of people like to collaborate. It's just finding the time these days, really, because I've got so much of my own stuff going on. So it's a privilege to like work with other people. Just like in this show, we've done a few collaboration pieces, which has been really fun. So hopefully we'll do more in the future. And it's nice for artists to work together and get to know each other's style and work processes.
Yeah, man, cool. It's absolutely brilliant. And obviously, you've got a big, massive piece on the back there. I mean, what's the process of getting that up there?
Scissor lift.
Right.
Yeah, shady scissor lift.
As in not too safe, but.
Yeah, it was safe, but it didn't feel it like, not when you're 40 foot up. But yeah, it's probably the biggest pace that we've done.
Really?
Yeah, it's like billboard size. So hopefully we're going to do some more that size in the future. Yeah.
There is Beauty in Decay. Yeah, man, it's absolutely brilliant. So if there was any artist, past or present, that maybe influenced you, who would there be?
But it's a lot of tattoo artists who have influenced me. There's one guy called Paul Jackson. He was a big influence. So when I was like trying to do me like tattoo apprenticeship, I was like looking at loads of different artists. And I was like experimenting in different styles. And I really started getting into doing the dot work, and he does a lot of dot work, line work stuff. So it was big inspiration from him. Yeah.
Something that just caught my eye, The Shining, Jack Nicholson. So could we go across there, mate? We'll have a little wander. We're just having a little wander across the room, starting to fill up a bit now. So another piece that's caught my eye is The Shining mixed media. Yeah, so I'm going to ask you the same thing. What's the inspiration behind, above it being a classic Stanley Kubrick, Jack Nicholson standalone performance, what was the inspiration behind this piece?
Basically, The Shining is like my favourite film, or one of my favourite films. It's just got so many like hidden treasures in it. With this one, just wanted his face falling off, and then like with the maze, that's like his madness. So I wanted that to be inside his head. But also, it's like it's just good like adding two elements from a film together, like to create one image.
I'm kind of also seeing a lot of Etcher in there as well.
A bit of Escher, MC Escher, yeah, he's a good influence as well. Yeah, it's like trippy, weird metamorphosis. Yeah.
And then there's also like a psychedelic influence there as well. So you really mix matching like a lot of influences and styles.
Yeah, well, I think we work really well together with my dot work, Pointillism stuff being really fine detailed. It's nice to have like juxtaposition with the geometric, trippy, psychedelic patterns, just like solid black and white, and then you've got like the tones of the dots together. Yeah, I think it works really well.
Mate, cheers for chatting away, and I'm really pleased that I came down, and I'm really pleased that you were here to actually walk us through some of your work, you know. So I wish you the best of luck, and I think your work is absolutely brilliant.
Well, thank you very much, man. I really appreciate it. Thanks for coming down. Had a really good show. Good chatting to you.
Brilliant, man. Thanks a lot.